Hi everyone, my name is Ren from Online Healing Community. Welcome to Creating Space. This is a space for us to share stories and reflections related to personal growth and healing. And today we're going to talk about how to create space in your life. And with us is Access Facilitator, Tina Suelto. And she's joining us from Davao. Hi Tina, welcome to Creating Space.
Hello, Karen. Thank you so much for having me here. I am honored to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for being here. I'm so interested with this discussion, especially because I got acquainted with Access because of these two books. I'll show. I love this. Because of Ai showed me this, The Joy of Business, and especially the one. I don't know if you see it. Money is not the
Yeah.
problem. And I've been reading and rereading these two books, and it's so mind blowing. I love it. Ayan. And so many people are joining us. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Good evening. We're going to talk about how to create more space in your life. But before that, Tina, I've been collecting stories lately because I
Yeah.
realized that the first frequency pala, if you want to go to higher consciousness, is courage.
Mm.
So now I want to collect stories of courage. Can you tell us a story, your personal story of courage?
Story of courage. Well, I think for this past few years, it's the courage to choose something different, choose something that is not normal. So, if there is something that so parang yeah, because if I tried to be normal for like since I think for a year, charot lang, for a year, because I know I'm different. When I was young, I know I'm different. Although there were times that I would do things because it's what normal people do, but I know I'm different since I was young, and then things get to you, and parang you got this like, hey, I have a career, I have this and that. Ang kulang ko na lang, relationship. Something like that. And so I tried to be normal. I think that was year 2018. But then it didn't work for me. I think it's only a 2-month thing when I realized and I really said and, told God and like, okay, I give up. I am not normal. I don't want to be normal anymore. I'm just gonna embrace the life that I'm gonna, the life that this life that is not normal. Whatever or however it will show up for me, I know it's not, I'm not gonna follow the path of what's normal, like, have a career, have a job, create a family, have kids, and retire. So that's the normal life. And I know, since that time, na I'm not really normal. Like, I'm already, I don't know, turning 32, and I still haven't tried to be, I haven't been employed ever. So I lived for 32 years and I haven't been employed ever. And I felt so different. I'm like, something is missing in my life, because parang I would look at people, oh my god, they're so successful, they have a job and I don't have a job. And that kind of thing, that kind of feeling. But then I think when it comes to that, it's really the courage to be different, the courage to not conform in society. And it's okay. And it's also okay to conform. But I'm not
Yeah,
saying you're wrong if you're conforming. I'm just saying,
yeah.
it takes a certain courage to follow something that is, fun for me.
Yeah. But I would just like clarify the not normal. But I
Yeah.
think that when you're saying not normal is because you're not following the usual route of people, right?
Yeah.
Now they're working, they have they have their own family, and that's it. But for you kasi, I was looking at what you've done. Ang dami mong project. You're a co-creator for Fax Tribe. You did alchemy. You're into alchemy. You have so many healing modalities. You're into angel guide, you're into crystal healing, you're also into Sunya council guide. I guess when you say not normal, it's more of that, no? That you're
Yeah.
holding space for so many different things.
Yes, I think that's also it. Thank you for.
Yeah, and usually people will just have one work.
Yeah.
Right? But with you, oh my gosh, I can't. When I was looking at the projects, ang rami-rami and it's so diverse. But you're able to hold space for all of these things because I know you have Sisterhood of the Rose, you have
Yeah.
Fox Tribe, you have your alchemy, and then you're also doing your shops. Parang so many varied things. And somehow they all align.
Yeah.
Ang galing, ang galing. I think that's what she means by not being normal. Like,
Yeah.
Darlene is saying one ha ha ha, one work. Yeah.
Yeah, she's my sister. And she's
Oo
also
nga.
with me in a lot of creates. And yeah, how did I get so lucky to have, a family that is also not normal?
Yeah, I think when you say not normal is because you're ultra creative. You're doing
Yes.
so many things and you have so many creations. And usually people will just have one or two creations. But when you have so many numerous creations. Kaya yun. And also, how is it that you're able to create so much space in your life? We're working together. And I really like your line when you do your write-ups. It says, this is an invitation to choose more space in your life. How did you get to that point?
Well, more space is, it involved a lot of clearings. It involved a lot of, releasing. It involved a lot of choosing to release and choosing to let go of things that does not contribute in my life anymore. So if I see something that is compressing or something that is very heavy, I don't dwell on it and make it light. Okay, it's heavy now, I can drop that. So even though I have worked for it for like 5 years, okay, for the example, there's a group that I have co-created and I've worked for it for how many years, and I was one of the pioneers. And it's like, there were other things, that happened. And I felt like, okay, the space does not require me. It doesn't mean I'm being bad, or I felt bad about it. It's like, okay, the energy is moving differently, and there's no judgment about I'm right and it's wrong or something like that. It's just like the energy is moving differently, and it doesn't mean you have to severe ties or whatever. It's just like maybe something is being created or something else is emerging. So that's how I create more space in my life. I'm not saying it was easy. But things just flowed if we allow and choose, and at the same time just let go when it's, not working anymore, and not try to maintain it, not try to, maintain, I've worked hard for this, and I cannot let go of this because I've worked hard for this. But what if the energy is changing? It doesn't mean you have to, destroy it, but what if it's evolving to something different? So
Right. So you're saying follow the energy. So you're talking about
yes.
flow, right?
Hmm.
And you make it so simple. Just choose, is it light or heavy? If it's light,
Yeah.
continue it. If it's heavy, you can let go and choose something else. Oh,
Yes.
that's it. But my question is, you're holding space for many things.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Well, I have just by being in a sense, like following the energy of this group. So I don't have to do everything. Um, just following the energy. Like, okay, which group requires me today? So what energy is emerging right now? What group shall I, shall I move into today? So something like that. But of course, there's like one of my priorities right now is really the Fox Tribe and the Mystic Angels. So these are the two that we are creating more as of this season. And whatever it is that we do, we still involve the sisterhood because we're all sisterhood. And whatever it is that we do, we're carrying the divine feminine energies. So
That's true.
it's already part of us. It's already us. So we don't need to like prove ourselves like, hey, I am a sister and all of that. We don't need to because we're already doing it. So,
Right.
and being it. So yon. And I think a lot of self mastery also. Self mastery, and I do sunya every morning as well, sunya meditation, and um, a lot of access clearings every day and questions.
Yeah. So it's really about doing the inner work, no?
Yeah.
And that, because it was my next question is, but you answered it. How do you know which energy to follow? But well,
Yeah.
and then you answered it. Because parang sometimes I don't know, for people who are new here, they might be confused. Like, how would you sense the energy? Which energy will you follow?
Yeah, light or heavy.
Yeah. So check it. Yeah, that's
Yes.
true. Okay. And there's one more thing that you taught us, because you taught a class for the community. And
Hmm.
there's this one tool that you say magic can magically transform people's lives. I'll share it with them. And it's so beautiful, actually. This phrase there. All of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory.
Yes. So yeah,
How
that's
did
what.
you said,
Yeah.
how did that phrase transform your life?
So this one is from Access Consciousness, which is founded by Gary Douglas and Dr. Dane here, and I think I've learned of that phrase year 2012, and that phrase really, at first I didn't know how it would work. All I did was use it. I just use it. And most of us, a lot of us will go into thinking like, how would this work and all of that. But what we always recommend is just use it and see the difference. And it created, and for me, it really created more space. So when you ask like, how did I create more space? By gradually always saying this. If something bad happens to me, I just say, okay, all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. And because this looks like a statement because it doesn't have a question mark, but it's actually a request that we are making to the universe, that all of life come to you with ease, joy, and glory. And I feel when you, like, maybe for those who are watching right now, if you say that at least 5 times tonight, what if you try that to yourself and see what would change if it makes you heavier or lighter?
Yeah.
So it clears out the heaviness inside of you. So, like, for example, when I see things that I don't like, and I'm like, okay, and I remember, okay, I have a tool. All of life comes to me with Easter and glory. All of life comes to me with Easter and glory. And every time I say it, I feel lighter. And what I'm seeing begins to become parang impertinent. It doesn't matter anymore. So without,
Yeah.
um, yeah,
But it's not an affirmation, right? because it
It's not,
doesn't only focus on the positive.
yeah, it's not an affirmation because you're actually receiving from the good, the bad, and the ugly and the beautiful. When you say all of life, you're receiving everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, the rightness, the wrongness of everything. The
Right.
judgments, you're also receiving that. And it just comes to you. And it's like you're the rock, it's just the water, you just allow the water to pass through you. And yeah.
Yeah. But when you say that, it feels so expansive.
Yeah.
It seems that you're so open to everything. When you say all of life comes to me with peace, joy, and glory, it's just, yeah, so expansive. So it's so beautiful. Also, another thing that I noticed when you're doing classes or when you're doing write-ups is you ask so many questions.
Yeah.
Why is that?
That's one of the access consciousness tool, to be the question, and because questions empower people. Well, generative questions empower people because there are also questions that are not generative. So generative questions empower people. And if before, my how I make my write ups, I also make it, very, the rightness of me and all of that. This is what I went through, and this is also what you should go through. And and it doesn't give us lightness because what is true for me may not be true for other people. And so that's why we always ended up with just an invitation or a question at the end, if it's also true for them. So, and also ask them something more generative depending on the topic. So, questions empower people, and we are here to empower more people to more consciousness and to more awareness. And I know, one of the ways that, I know online healing community is into that. You want to empower people, especially the light workers, the miracle workers. We're always, wanting to contribute to society, and yet, still have, I am a light worker as well. Before I label myself as that. And and I also have beliefs like, yeah, I should just be doing this. And this is actually, you're empowering people, the online healing community, and it's a very beautiful space you're also creating. So yeah, what if we add questions to the space we're creating and empower more?
So questions empower people
Yes,
because
generative
you're saying
questions.
generative questions because it doesn't put people in the box, no? And
Yes.
you allow them to answer from their own experience. You don't dictate and you
Yeah.
don't give like this one is right. No, parang what are, and it's not like these are 10 steps to becoming a better you. You
There's
actually
no.
ask, yeah, what are your 10 steps? Because your 10 steps to becoming a better you might be different from my 10 steps to
True.
becoming a better you. Oh, that's right. So much Sabra, what I notice with access is there's so much space because there's no judgment and they're so expansive and they allow in all of the tools. That's what I notice. Even with the questions, with all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. And then there's no right or wrong. There's no good or bad. It's so allowing.
Yeah. And there's a happy idiot. That's a cute.
Mhm.
That's a cute name.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, there's a lot of allowance in access consciousness. That's why a lot of people likes it, especially if you feel like you're very different in this world. Because actually this is your nature. That's why you feel drawn to access consciousness and to the tools, because this is what you are. I mean, you are expansion, you're expansive, you're this, infinite being. So yon.
I know that. Like because I've been meditating for the last 12 years. And that's what I've been taught. I'm an infinite being, but I've been taught to just look at myself as a soul. Like you're a point of light, just a spark of light, a tiny point of light. But you're a soul, a spirit, a light, ganyan. So for the last 12 years, I've been meditating on that. Although I was told I was infinite. I was just focusing on that spark of light. And when I read Access, Access tells me you're great, you're infinite, you're really expansive and expand yourself bigger than your house, bigger than the world, bigger than the universe. And It didn't come to me right away, but I was like practicing every night. And then just one day, one morning in meditation, I felt that. Na parang, oh my gosh, I am this. I'm so expansive. Like, I'm infinite. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get that experience also? Na how expansive you are, how infinite or limitless.
Yeah, when you f- when you have this source sense of like freedom, and you allow yourself to really be great and not focus on the stories of smallness. Because I have so many stories of smallness, like all my life, when whenever I attend classes, I'm always the youngest. And I felt like, since I'm the youngest, okay, I don't really need to do to be greater about this, because there are adults, let the adults do that, like that. And so I'm so like, I felt like so small. But I know somewhere deep inside, not inside, but there's also like this sense of greatness. It's just that, like, I've been putting so much energy, trying to hide my greatness. And how many of you do that? You put so much energy to try to hide your greatness. And what if you don't hide it anymore? What if you just let it be known and shown to the world? So, not exactly the same similar experience that you have about, you just woke up one day. I don't know. I don't know whether I have that kind of. But when I meditate, it's always like that. I always find myself, um, whenever I do guided meditations before, I always see myself as like, when when I do guided meditations, I feel like I'm going out of my body, and I can see everybody's um, body, and I know I'm outside already, and that's why I stop myself in doing guided meditations. And like, okay, wait, I have to stop myself, and I have to ground everybody back, because I get so scared. And that was before, but during now in access, it's like you just receive from that. And what could you contribute to people if you are that infinite
But
possibilities?
I can relate to you about wanting to be small because the thing is, when you stand up, you'll be in a way, like in Australia, they talk about the tall poppy syndrome. Here in the Philippines, and if you're the tall poppy, if you're the tallest one, they'll cut you down to size, diba?
Yeah.
They'll like push you, so you're like the same as everybody. In the Philippines, it's more of the crab mentality. If you're better than everybody else, in a way, they like push you down. Like there's, I don't know if you know, but I think that's from experience. Like people push you down, so you're like just like everybody else, and so there's this fear of like stepping into your power because you don't want to be ostracized.
Yeah. And that's a common thing, especially here in the Philippines. Because, yeah, we grew up, hey, wag ka masyadong, don't be so, especially in school, diba? If you talk back against a teacher, like, hey, teacher, that's not supposed to be that way. And then you get, you know, they reprimand you. And it's like, oh, okay, it's wrong. It's wrong to say, to point out something. And we experience that in classrooms. It starts off in classrooms, and even in our family. So um, it's a normal thing. That's the normal thing. But then, here in Access Consciousness, that's one of the things that we clear. That's one of the things that we are, um, you know um, we are clearing, the fear of judgment. What if you could receive from judgments? What if it doesn't have to be, so, parang compressive? Parang when people judge you, we feel compressed, right? We feel like I need to give this up because people will hate me. And how many of us try to make people like us all the time? And, well, the if you have watched Ryan last night, diba? He told us that, we don't even like everybody, so why do we expect everybody to like us? So It's a normal thing that some people will not like you, and it's okay. It's like we don't have to, we don't have to use so much energy to make people like us. What if we just be and allow people who could receive from us to contribute to us, and come to us, and those who don't like to receive from us, then they can just go away, and we don't have to feel bad about it. I cannot hear you. Well, I cannot hear you.
Being approved, I
Okay,
think,
there.
can you hear me now? What's being approved is false humility.
Yeah. Oo. Yeah, it's like, 'di ba, if someone compliments you, you don't receive that, 'di ba? But now, when we do a lot of access clearing, or if you do the bars, you get to receive those compliments, and it makes your life expand more if you receive them. And of course, not everybody will feel that right now, and it's okay. And it's okay. Just clear that, whatever that doesn't allow you to receive, you just have to clear that. So yun.
How about that? That access bars releases lifetimes of thoughts, judgments, and emotions from the body. How is it possible? And it really clears lifetimes. So several
Yes.
lives.
Yes, it does. Uh, an access bars process can actually clear, because we store up a lot of our thoughts, feelings, emotions here in the bar points. So the bar points represents a lot of considerations that we have about money, control, joy, sadness, sex, healing, creativity, kindness, gratitude, peace. So 32 of them, they're stored in our um, bar points, and when you lightly touch them, it will release all those, and all those, even lifetimes, because we carry it with us lifetime after lifetime, and unless we choose to clear them, it won't be cleared, because again, you have the choice. You're the only one who can clear that. I cannot clear that for you. So even if I'm the bars facilitator, I can only, that's why we call it facilitator or practitioner, because we're not healing you. Okay, we're just facilitating the energy, so the energy will be the one clearing it, your energy.
What do you mean by facilitating the energy?
What else is possible? So it's like just allowing the energy to flow, because most of us, our energy is not flowing, so you're just facilitating without trying hard. There's like a certain command you say during an access bar session that allows the energy to flow right away. So you're just facilitating. You're just being there to gift the person a session, a bar session. So we call it gifting when you do a
Mm,
bar session. So you gift a bar session to a person.
right, because you're talking about consciousness earlier, right? And sometimes we don't know how to harness that. And one of the founder of Access is Gary M. Douglas. I'm reading one of his books. It's called Money Isn't the Problem, You
You are.
Are. And I love this. I'm on my third reread. And he's saying that on the cover page he asks, what if it's all about how much you are willing to receive? He's saying
Yeah.
that money is not the problem, it's the person, right? Can you
Yes.
elaborate on that?
So um the universe is always gifting to us, to you. So the universe is always gifting to us. The question is, how much are you willing to receive? Are you receiving? So even in compliments, we cannot even receive. Like if someone says you're great, oh no, no, I'm not great. So or if someone offers to pay for you, you say no, no, I can do it. So that's how one of the ways that you don't receive. If someone tries to do a service for you, you try to give it back right away because you don't want to have um, what we call this in Filipino, utang na loob. So um, those are the ways that we don't allow ourselves to receive. And if we just look at our lives right now, what else can you receive from your life right now that if you acknowledge could actually create more for you? So you look around your life. Where else are you not receiving? So maybe there are people around you who is doing their best to contribute to you, but you're the ones blocking them. There are people around you, or even a job looking, knocking at your door, or a business knocking at your door, and you're not just receiving it. So and many more things. So
So you're saying sometimes we're the one creating blocks
yes.
for ourselves. That's why we don't receive the flow.
Yes.
Darlene is saying something. The universe is always gifting, but the real question is, are we receiving? User do not have an awareness.
I
What
used to
is
not
it? I used to not have an awareness that I was not receiving.
Yeah. So it's really our receiving. There are things that we, energetically block off. That's why you're not receiving it. So that's why one of the first core class in access consciousness is really the bars, because it allows your body to receive without trying hard. Dapat mag-receive ako. So you're not even, trying hard. You just find that, oh wow, I am receiving now. What else could I receive? So maybe if you're watching right now, you can try asking this question: what else can I receive? So keep
Right.
asking that. Like, what else can I receive? And if you receive a coffee, great. If you receive, a call, wow, great. If you receive a judgment, wow, awesome. Okay, what else is possible?
So
So
you receive everything, not just the good,
yeah,
even judgment. You allow
yeah,
that. Oh, cool. Charisse is saying, the universe is limitless. It has more than sufficient resources for all of us. It is our blocks which prevent us from receiving the abundance of the universe.
yes. So that's why in access bars we really clear those limitations. So what if limitations can be cleared in a simple session? So we don't really, have conversations with the person we're gifting the bars with. Sometimes they just lie down, and then things change for them, and we can't even lock the possibilities they can receive from a session. We can't even say na, hey, ito lang yung mangyayari sa'yo, because there are more possibilities. And the
Yeah,
effect can last for months.
that's cool. Speaking of access bars, what are some of the profound experiences of your students who receive an access bar session?
What are the I
Or
could
for
not
you, like,
for
because
me
I
because
know you've received, that's the first thing that you have to do, right? You have to
yeah.
receive a bar session.
Yeah, so when I first received the bar session, it was I actually had a question before I received, I encountered the bars. My question was, it was nearing again, but December 2012 at that time, and I was like thinking, oh my, the world will end and this and that, and I've been learning a lot of healing modalities before 2012. I've been, learning about crystal healing year 2011.
Okay. I think we lost
Oh,
Tina for a bit.
I'm
Yeah,
back.
you're back.
Yun.
Where you're back.
Ay, so yun. So, so when I asked a question in 2012, and I asked God, I asked him like, hey, how can I contribute to the world with just my hands? Without rituals, without, crystals, without this and that. How can I contribute? Like, if I'm left alone in a city, and like I don't have access to my tools, can I just contribute using my hands? And then 2 months after, I met Love Coach Ato, and he shared to me a session. No, not Love Coach Ato. It was really Miss Aurora Hugo in Iloilo. And sabay ka, Ate Ai and I were together in that class, and we actually had same sessions. So that was our first experience of the bars, and I was like, "Hey, this is the one thing that I would like to learn. This is the tool. This is the tool." But then it took me 2 years to be certified because at that time there were parang less people who are, not a lot of people are facilitating it, and we have to import. I get people from abroad to facilitate the class for us. So yeah, um, that's my first experience of the bars. And after actually using the bars, I learned my POV then was like, wow, every time you do bars, your gifts will unlock. That was just my for the whole parang I think 2 years in my mind. Every time I do bars, I unlock my gifts, and gifts just start. And then I didn't know that actually that way was actually I'm receiving. When I'm saying I'm unlocking gifts, it means I am receiving from the session. So for me, I was receiving my gifts and me during the session. Yes, our 3 week Alatea course.
Oh, so for you, receiving, so it's there now. When you say unlocking the gift, it's there. It's more of
Yes,
like opening it up for yourself.
actually, it's not something you get outside. It's already something that's in you, and well, outside of you because you're big, you're beyond the body. So,
Right.
but it's already natural. It's something that you just have to tap. That's why it's access. You access consciousness. You access
Mhm.
it.
Right. And also, how is it different from your healing modalities? Like you mentioned, you're you're certified in so many healing modalities. You're an angel guide, you're into Sunya, you're into crystals as well. How is it different?
Um, the difference is, well, they're actually complementary with what I do, um, but I like access because it's really more of you receiving, the receiving. Because no matter how hard you work, like no matter how many classes you attend, if you're not receiving from the class, it's useless. No matter how many audio you're listening to, or books we're reading, if you're not receiving from them, it's also, you know so that's why I really recommend the bars, because it allows you to receive more, and we don't know what a person could receive, and that's a person's choice. If you want to receive 100%, 90%, 5% lang, and we don't make them wrong for that if they choose the 5%.
What were you able to receive because of act?
Me, more of me. Oh,
More of you?
yes, more of me. It's like, how many of us that we allow people to create us? Like, hey, Tina should be like this. Tina is kind. Tina is this. Tina is this. And these are just judgments people give on you. But how many of us really choose to create ourselves? Like, this is what I would like to create. So that's why we also have a question in Access, called "Who am I today, and what grand and glorious adventures am I going to have?" So we're not boxed in a Tina is just this, or Karen is just this. So you can be like, okay, who am I today, and what grand and
Yeah.
glorious adventures am I going to have? So
Like you,
yeah,
yeah. Like you said earlier, you're coming from a smallness, but it allows you to actually step into your power.
yeah,
Yeah, like right now, are you the only access facilitator or one of the access facilitators in the Philippines?
bars facilitator, one of the.
Oh, one of
So,
that.
but yeah, I'm
Right.
not sure how many. I think two of us. As far as I know, there's two of us here in the Philippines in bars, and yeah, and a
Right.
lot of bars practitioners. There's a lot.
A lot. Right. And Charisse is asking, this access bars is really interesting. I think it will be very much complement my theta healing practice. Do you want to comment on this?
Yeah, access bars does not try to be parang the only healing. So it could contribute to you um if you are a healer. So you can just add on this modality for you to receive. Like, for example, you have your bars run and then you do theta healing for people. So something like that. So, or yeah, you receive a bar session and then you gift the, it increases the potency of whatever healing modalities that you have. I cannot hear you.
I think Charisse might want to do this and access
Yeah.
bar stays here. So she'll, because you're going to have this tomorrow, right? Can you tell
Yeah.
them more
So,
about
so this one is more of an access bars intro. So it's an intro class, and it's gonna be a 2 hour class. I'll be sharing two tools from Access Consciousness and some, um, yeah, and a few points in bars, like so that you can start running a few of your bars on your own. So in this, since it's online, so we will just do a simple self bars. So yeah,
also?
so that's basically,
You're going to teach a course for those
yeah,
who want, because I understand there are many healers here, and
yeah.
the ones listening, they might be interested in being a practitioner.
Yeah, true. So if you're interested to be a practitioner, so that one tomorrow is just an intro, like for you to get a taste of. So like if you like it or not. So you have the option if it works for you, it may work for you or not. Or you can start running, some because we have one band that is allowed to be shared during the intro classes. And this is a preparation for you so that when you attend the full class, you have more awareness. And I can say more. I mean, I can not say more. We can, you know, open up other possibilities in our full certification class. So we also have an upcoming full certification class this February 20 and 21. So it's going to be broken down into 2 parts since it's online. So to give your, and Saturday it's going to be 8 a.m. to 12 noon. And on Sunday, 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. And one is the lecture part and the other one is the gifting and receiving. And the only requirement is you have to be taking the class with someone else together so that there's two of you in one room. So just have someone with you. And the bars is also free for children age below 12. So it's free if you have a kid and you're a paying participant. So the kid can act as your second partner. So if you have someone, a kid that is 13 years old to 17 years old, you get to pay only half the price if the kid is 13 to 17. But if you're 18, you're paying as an adult.
Right.
So
Access.
we're actually paying 65% only since we are based in the Philippines. So our country pricing is 65%. So we have a standard price for all access bars. So yeah. So for the Philippines, we're paying 65%.
That's so generous of them. Somebody asked us earlier, what is the difference between your session last Thursday and Sunday to the session tomorrow?
Oh yeah, I'll be giving out, you can run the one band. You can run, it will teach you one band, position. We'll show you three, I think three positions, 3 points. Yeah.
Yeah. So out of the 32, there's three positions that they can
Yeah.
practice already.
Yes. So that you can clear from that area. And yeah.
Okay. So they have other questions for Tina. So everybody, oh, Charisse is asking, how much is the fee for the course?
So the 1 day full certification class is 12,000 pesos. So in that 12,000, you will receive a manual. So you already have a manual or workbook for you and head charts. And you get also an account You have to register an account for yourself in Access Consciousness. So this is also your gateway to attend other classes, because most classes have access bars as the prerequisites. So you cannot enter other classes if you don't have if you don't have access bars. So there, Darlene said it. We will show 3 bar bands so you can start clearing yourself bars. Yeah.
For tomorrow, the energy exchange is going to be 300 pesos. So
Yeah,
for
for
so
tomorrow.
for tomorrow. So
So
you
for
can
tomorrow,
try.
it's only 300.
So it's best if they can try out tomorrow, no? First,
Yes.
so they have a feeling of what it feels like.
Yeah. So true. I suggest that you join tomorrow as well, so that you can already explore the tool of access consciousness and how it can create changes even by that simple tool tomorrow also. So all of our tools are simple. All of our tools are simple. Even children can do them. Bars, you don't need to be an expert to be a bars practitioner. After the class, you can give bars, you can charge people for bars already after the class. Okay, right after. If you want to charge, then charge, or if you want to gift, then gift. So you don't have.
Usually,
Yeah,
how much is the charge? If for a bars, how much do you charge as a bars practitioner?
there's
For those who
no.
are interested to use this as a healing modality, like
Yeah, actually, there's no. You can also check in your manual when you receive your manual. There's no um, set price. Of how much the session is. But for us here in Davao City, we give it out for 2,000 pesos or 2,500, depending on the practitioner. So in Manila, I heard that it's 3,000 to 5,000, so something like that. So
and
that's
you're
the rate.
yeah, and you're also saying that during this pandemic, you were practicing bars on yourselves in Davao.
Yes, we do self bars in Davao. We go online, and actually after the class, you will be receiving a lot of free calls from our other certified facilitators. We will send you links. You will have access to all of those, and receive from those calls also. Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
it. That's
And ano pa ba? And you have a community. Access Consciousness is in 180 plus countries. And you get, after the bars class, you can join a group page. And this group page, it's a community of access bars facilitators or receivers. So some of them are also receivers and access bars practitioners. So we have a page for that as well. And you can meet other people, other practitioners. So you have a community to play with.
I always hear that from you. Play with. It's more of a community to play with. I like to play with. Why is that?
Oh yeah, because we don't see this as work. It's something that we do for fun. So we only like we like to play. So yeah, let's play. So because it's like in the joy of business, right? If there is joy in your business, it's not work, it's play. So yeah, so it's like find other people to play with. So yun. And yeah, what else is possible?
Yes, and it makes everything light. Yeah. I love
Yeah.
that phrase. I hear that often from you and from Ai. What else is possible? And how does it get any better than this?
Yeah. Yeah, optional, something you choose. So yeah, that is a great statement from
From
Darlene.
Darlene. Yeah. Tina, we usually wrap up the interview with a short meditation or reflection. Is it okay if you lead that?
Yeah. Playful is a fox quality. So I'm gonna lead the meditation, right? Okay, sige. So since I use Sunya a lot, I'm just gonna share to you this beautiful, simple meditation as well called Sunya. So it's just engaging your mind in reverse counting. So all you need to do is you just settle in your most comfortable position. You can just sit. You can close your eyes And one breath is one count. So I'm just going to lead you into it. So just follow me, my voice for now. So inhale, inhale, exhale, 8, inhale, exhale, 7, inhale, exhale, 6, inhale, exhale, 5, inhale, exhale, 4, inhale, exhale, 3, inhale, exhale, 2, inhale, exhale, 1, inhale, exhale, 0. So you can open your eyes, and that's just a simple tool to reset. So yeah, it's not bars. It's not part of access consciousness. Just to put a I don't know, a line to that, because it's different. It's different. It's just something that we can end it tonight.
Right.
Wow.
It's beautiful. Thank you so much, Tina. And you're right. It gives you a beautiful pause.
Yeah.
The meditation. Yeah. Final words for everybody watching and listening.
So yeah, I honor and acknowledge everybody who is in online healing community. Thank you for the space, Karen, and thank you, Ate Ai, for also creating the initiative. And yeah, what else is possible? What can we create for the Philippines? We have such a beautiful yeah, what if we just create the space for the Philippines and for the world as well. And also thank you to the Fox Tribe, thank you to Zai, to Darlene, and everybody. And I would like to invite you once again, if you feel or you resonate with what we are doing here or what we have just shared about access consciousness, and you want to learn more, you can explore with us by joining us tomorrow from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Only 300 pesos. Just, for fun. Approach it with fun. And let's play tomorrow. And what else is possible? What can we create? And yeah, how does it get any better than this? So yun. Thank you.
Yeah, just play. Like sabi nga ni Tina, approach it with fun. So, if it resonates with you, you can enroll for Tina's intro class tomorrow. It's only 300 pesos and it's and you're able to do access bars on yourself. Aside from that, she'll also teach 2 tools that you can actually use to shift your life and shift other people's lives as well. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, Tina, for teaching us how to create more space in our lives.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you soon, everybody. Bye
See
for
you.
now.
Bye.
Thanks, Tina. Bye.